You've gotten to watch lesson number 3 on inspired creative thought. And we also introduced 2 other types of thinking that are very important. The first type of thinking is triggered thinking. And that one is the thinking that happens because of the people, the objects, and the places in our lives. We also saw habitual thinking. And that's that type of thinking that has created a groove in our brain. And so we have it on repeat over and over. And this type of thinking, it blocks that creative, inspired thought. And there's nothing that you can do about a thought. You can't force it out of your brain. If you've tried, then you know that it's something that's impossible. It's like saying, oh, don't think of pink elephants. What you can do is you can start to give it a little less power, a little less juice. See if you can just see the thought as just a thought in your head. See if you can take away the weight of reality that you are giving each thought. Because they feel so real. They're connected to our feelings. Our feelings come from our thinking. And so when we are in it, when we are in that cycle of thinking and feeling, we can get to a place where we can feel like the entire world is against us. And when we let go of that, when we start to see that these are just thoughts in our head, then it makes room for that inspired, creative thinking. The habitual thinking will start to slow down. We're still going to probably have triggered thinking every single day, but we'll be able to see it. And that makes room for that inspired creative thinking, that new perspective, the fresh thought, and that is the space of transformation. The exercise for today. Write down your habitual thoughts that you tend to have over and over. I remember from the video I said that one of my habitual thoughts was, I can't do this. And what I noticed is I would only have that thought when I was feeling stressed. And so I knew that, oh, that thought means that I'm stressed. That's all it means. It doesn't mean that I can't do this. And so write down the habitual thoughts, and you might think about the situations that when those thoughts come up, like when you're stressed, when you're tired, when you are angry, what are some of the habitual thoughts that you have? In the second exercise, take 5 minutes and look around the room right now. Look around the room and notice some of the objects in the room. And you're going to practice seeing what happens inside your head. What happens when you trigger thoughts by looking at different objects. Take about 5 minutes, set your timer on your phone, and see what happens to your thoughts. Over this next day, over the next 24 hours, really notice the habitual thinking, the triggered thinking. And maybe even start to notice, see if you can see the inspired creative thought. In our next lesson, we're going to be talking about the creativity killers.